Today, I just parked for a while here to grab some coffee.
We used to have each other's playlists. No, no. Used to be each other's best friends. Yeah. And now we go our separate pathways. But your heart's still in mine. Yeah. And maybe we could try it next week again.
Hello, good day. We are sitting now in NIO ET5. So this is kind of like the competitor of Tesla Model 3. So right now I have 82% of battery and it shows 445 kilometer range. So if we calculate, it's gonna have around 550 kilometer range at 100%. I mean, and this car is literally a different beast than ET7. So ET5 is more like sporty, and I mean like it's kind of not like common sense because it's already smaller and it looks like Model 3. So as you can also see, like at the back, like this kind of like coupe form, and also kind of like this kind of like spoiler form at the back, like the how like that one thing from Porsche. What is that thing again? So ducktail, kind of like ducktail spoiler. And it's not only just show and no bites. So this car literally drive a little bit more sporty than ET7. So ET7 is more like a long distance cruiser, and this one is more like a little bit sportier thing than ET7. And this ET5 doesn't have air suspension, for example, but the suspension is still not harsh. So this is still a capable cruiser, but ET7 is more focused on the comfort side. Having said that, the interior is also different. So this one has, if you can see, it's kind of like metal like inserts, whereas at ET7 in the ET7 it's kind of like wood grainy stuff. And also, like, if you can see, like, this is the color of ET5 that's given to me for test drive purpose. It's kind of like greenish gray, which looks good actually. So it has this kind of like pastel green tone, and outside is actually the very popular color, which is looks like Nardo gray from Audi, and as we knew in the last 5 years is one of the more popular color choice for, I think, for European market or for the global market, I don't know. But here in Germany you see a lot of cars with this kind of color on the streets. Yeah, and in the middle, as you can see here, it has like literally similar infotainment to Tesla. So it's vertical 12, I think it's 12-inch display. It controls everything from the steering wheel placement, like, you know, you can control the steering wheel from this, and also like and it goes all the way to the rear view mirror control is also from this display, and climate control, everything. And if you see here, this is like what they call Nomi. So if you can see, it's looking at you because it has this camera inside that can detect like from which side of the car the people who is talking to him or her, I don't know, it's called Nomi. So it's quite good, but sometimes it doesn't really know, like if you only say like the name of the restaurants that you want to go to. So yeah, but it's very capable. For example, hey Nomi.
Ja, bitte.
So, abbrechen bitte.
Verstanden. Bis bald.
Yeah, so, and it will change its face if the music is playing. So it's kind of like a gimmick, a fun gimmick. I need to give it that. But having said that, this car starts at 52,000 euro, and that's the retail price. But you need to decide if you want to pay for the battery monthly or if you want to buy it out before the purchase. So it will cost you around 20,000 euro to buy the battery. Otherwise, it's gonna be around 290 euro per month to rent the battery. So this is the marketing model that they use for this car. But for 50 grand, you can do a lot worse than this. And if I'm not mistaken, it has around 600 horsepower. So it can go from 0 to 100 in Sport Plus mode in 2.9 seconds. Otherwise, in Sport mode is gonna be around 5 seconds. So just from that information, I can understand, like, it depends on the mode, like how much power like the battery or the engine unit or the motor unit will give you. But all in all, but in the 50,000 euro segment, which is quite crowded, we have their Polestar 2, we have Ioniq 5, and we have also like Tesla Model 3. Actually, this car will be a really tough competitor to beat because the build quality is really good, and also like this thing, like the infotainment is actually powered with this 12-inch vertically put big monitor, and it's a very beautiful car. That's what I want to say. And for 52,000 euro, it's a solid proposition, and it has range of around 550 kilometers theoretically, if I count, because it now has around 80%, and it has 444 kilometers, and it has around 500 till 600 horsepower, which is more than enough. And yes, it is a Chinese car, but Chinese is now doing really well in building electric cars because they are also supplying the battery. So I guess they have like the competition edge over the other manufacturers. And yeah, I mean, I cannot say a lot of bad things about this. I mean, for 52,000 euro, it's a very, very good package, and we will see like how it will compete against the others, like if it will still be good after 5 years or 3 years. And yes, because like I'm actually test driving this car because I'm looking for the next one after e-tron GT. e-tron GT will only stay for 2 years, and actually it has been delayed now for 2 months or something, so it's not yet there. That's why I don't have a car right now, because e-tron is already returned and e-tron GT is not yet there. But yeah, but I cannot plan early enough, because taking a look back at how the production of cars getting delayed, I think ET5 or the ET7 will be a good alternative after this, and for the money that it's asking, it's actually a good alternative. But we cannot forget that they also selling the battery, or will rent you the battery, and it also need to be factored in. So the battery alone will cost you 20 grand more. Otherwise, you need to pay around 290 euro per month to rent the batteries. So it's also like a questions like how long the battery would last, and if you're gonna rent it and you're gonna own this car for more than 5 years, if it's gonna be a good choice for that. So still some questions open there. But yeah, but I'm gonna drive back now to Berlin, because the car needs to be back in around an hour. And after this, I'm gonna talk to you about the conclusion about for the ET5 and ET7. Let's compare this car to their competitors, and also like what I think about these cars, like the driving experience and the whole system. Also their autopilot system as well, complete with the equipment at the top of the car that looks like eyes and ears, which is quite gimmicky and quite fun. And this car literally have more than enough cameras outside. Alright then, let's go for a drive.
Together, me and you forever. Tell me where you've been, yeah, since our break. I'm sorry that I blamed ya for things you can't control. I've been in a daze. I left my heart out to you so you could see me through. Though you still deserve better, you stick with me, cause everything.
So yeah, what is this car equipped with? It equipped with this big panoramic roof, so it goes from the front to the back, and it also equipped with this really nice and simple cockpit, if you can see there. It's really simple, but it shows everything. And this infotainment system, it controls everything. Literally, it controls the steering wheel. So if you want to change the steering rack, like how low, how high, and everything, this you need to go to this menu. Also, like to control the side mirrors, you also need to go here. So this is a thing that really simplify the interior of the car. But then to change everything, you really need to take your time, and I think it wouldn't let you to do that when you're driving. But I can be mistaken. I haven't tried that. And the speaker is good enough for long distance driving. So it has one here at the top. I think it's Twitter, and the normal speaker there. And I think at the front there's also like some speaker right there. So yeah, all in all, really good interior. And this one is the button to open the door, and as you can see, like this is the color of the leather. So this is kind of like greenish gray and topped with the black soft touch plastic, I guess, or it is leather. I think it's leather coated plastic. But yeah, and this is the steering wheel. So this one has the 3-spoke steering wheel. ET7 has kind of like only 2 spoke, more like the BMW iX. So that's the tour of the interior of Neo ET5. Now we arrive at the conclusion. Before I tested this car, Neo ET5, I didn't watch any YouTube videos about Neo. Now that I have seen in YouTube, I've seen some people uploading like certain issues with Neo, but I guess it could have been only clickbait. Who knows? I didn't click the videos. I just I just fly through it. Just wanted to see like what is actually people think about the car. But when I drove the car, I haven't seen it. So my conclusion for the car is that it is really close to Tesla Model 3, and it's just like it's kind of like a better Tesla Model 3. So I just have a feeling they built this car like with Tesla Model 3 as the benchmark, and they made it a little bit better and make the price a little bit lower. Having said that, I actually drove Tesla Model Y, I think like several times this past few weeks, and I need to say the quality of the interior of Neo is actually better than one from Tesla. And it's also helpful that Neo has the tachometer, or this like screen in front of you. In Tesla Model Y and Model 3, you don't have that. And I think like if you come from like a normal car, you would lose something if you're driving Tesla. And also like the driving dynamics, I mean, I really didn't change anything on that front. So I'm not like fiddling with the menus in the big huge middle console iPad thing. But like when you just turn on the car and literally just drive the car off, it literally drives like a normal car. So one thing that I'm not that fond of or friend of, it's the recuperation brake from like it's actually really normal from the olden days of BMW i3, and it got carried to BMW iX as the default driving mode. And I guess you can change that also in Tesla, but it's like this one pedal driving is not really to my liking. I guess like everyone can have an opinion, but if it's up to me, I want to drive an electric car like a normal car. It's just the way it is. I want to push the brake, right? And otherwise, Neo ET5, it's actually quite fun to drive. It's not the lightest of electric car, but it's smaller than 87, that helps. So I guess it's actually it has the size of kind of like the normal BMW 3 Series, which is actually what Tesla Model 3 is. But the quality of the interior and also like the like how easy it is to drive the car, it really what gets me. And the pricing of the ET5 is actually quite interesting. It's quite smart. And also like with this kind of like with the Neo technology to switch the battery, I think it just gives them the edge on the competitors. And about the business model to rent the battery or to buy the battery, I mean, the 75 kilowatt battery is priced at around 12,000 euro, and the 100 kilowatt hour is at 20,000 euro, 21,000 euro. So at the end of the day, yes, it is a little bit more expensive than Ioniq 5 and Polestar 2. But one thing that we need to remember, this car has a real range of 540 kilometers. And I think, like, if I'm not mistaken, when I met like an Ioniq 5 driver, they said like the range of the car is around between 340 and 370 kilometers. So a Neo 85 has by all means more range than those two. And I think like even if you buy the battery, it still makes Neo 85 a more complete package than Ioniq or Polestar 2. So yeah, all in all, Neo 85 is a good car. It's quite fun to drive, and the choice of colors that you can get is amazing. They have like really like quite a good palette of colors that you can choose from, and the wheels look sick in real life. So yeah, so if you are about to buy a Tesla Model 3, I suggest that you consider also Neo 85. Just try it out, and and I can understand that sometimes it's not, most of the time it's matter of preference, but you really need to consider this brand. Alright then, that's it for today. Please subscribe and like this video, and there are still more content coming this month. And yeah, and for everyone who is recurring viewers, I say thank you to all of you, and please write in the comment below if there's something that I can make better or any suggestions. I'm open to make this channel better. So until next time, stay cool and stay healthy. Ciao for now.
Cause everything I